Hey everybody, Yogi here, doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Today I thought it's been a while since I've done this type of episode. What I'm watching on YouTube, just some channels that I watch that take a look at. Maybe you might like it and become a subscriber and enjoy those YouTube channels as well. So the first one is a Canadian guy. His name is Steve Wallace. Now he's interesting because he camps, but he's not your normal camper. He does like stealth camping. He's done episodes of like camping in a sewage train, making a homemade raft and floating down river with his friend Crazy Neighbor, who I guess also has a YouTube channel, Crazy Neighbor. He's done stealth camps in a roundabout, and just an interesting guy. A good channel to watch if you enjoy camping and seeing somebody do some crazy camping stuff, stealth camping. I shouldn't say crazy, but innovative stealth camping. Then Steve Wallace is your guy. Next up is a channel called History Hunters. They are out of California. Jeff Benziger, I think is his name, and his partner Sarah Evans. They basically talk about the history mostly of California, and it's a pretty interesting channel. I enjoy the content that's on that. So if you're into history and you want to know more about California history in particular, then History Hunters is the channel for you. So that's another channel that Yogi's been watching. The next channel I've been watching is a channel called Ghost Town Living. Now, Ghost Town Living is a gentleman named Brent, and what he did is he and some other people invested and bought a former mining town in the mountains northwest of Los Angeles. It's called Cerro Gordo, and what his videos are of him, running, maintaining, doing mine exploration, finding, 100-year-old pair of Levi jeans and all sorts of stuff from, days gone by in the mining era. He's currently rebuilding what's called the American Hotel. That burned down a couple years ago. That was pretty tragic. To lose one of the original buildings, so he's redoing one of the buildings on the property and fixing up other things on the property because he wants to leave it for generations to come and check out this place. So Ghost Town Living is a really good channel. Next up is a gentleman, I believe he's out of, I want to say Utah, Adam Reeder. He's called the Professor of Rock. That's what his channel's called, the Professor of Rock. And he talks about bands and has interviews with musicians, and just a real informative guy. Talks about how songs were made, why songs were made. An interesting channel to watch. He's got all different kinds of episodes, and I enjoy watching him. They come out pretty frequently, probably 2 or 3 times a week. So another channel that Yogi has been currently watching is called Professor of Rock. Another channel I've been watching is Nick Johnson. Now, what Nick Johnson does is he kind of does what Yogi does, but on a bigger scale. He's got a lot more followers. He's probably nearing like 1 million subscribers. He's probably got a whole lot of Patreon, and so he can do that. He can go out and extend farther to states and stuff. But what he does is he goes to states and basically drives through the worst parts of town, tells you about what's going on in the worst parts of town, and kind of gives you an overview of the cities that he drives through. He's been all over the place. He drives everywhere. But he shows you the good, the bad, the ugly, and he tells you the good, the bad, and the ugly And he'll occasionally have city council people on, or just people that live in that area to talk about the area in general. You know, he'll interview them. Kind of a cool channel to watch. I enjoy watching Mappy. So if you watch the Nick Johnson video, you'll see Mappy pretty much every episode. And just the way Nick Johnson talks, it's just there's sprinkles of sarcasm. So I enjoy watching Nick Johnson. Another one is Joe and Nick's Road Trips. It was originally called, this channel was originally called Lord Spoda, and then he changed it to Joe and Nick's Road Trips recently. And basically what it is, it's mostly of Joe. He does pretty much the same thing as Nick Johnson does, but he, you know, on a smaller town scale. He does more of like what I do. He'll go into a town and he'll tell you like how many people are there, the diversity, the ethnicity of the town, the census information of the town, crime rates of the town. But he goes more like smaller towns. So his channel is pretty interesting as well, just to see how much abandoned stuff, you know, you come across in these small towns. So that is another channel that Yogi enjoys watching. Some of you may not know that I am a weather enthusiast. I've never really storm chased a whole lot, but that's something I would like to do. When I was a little kid, I was petrified of storms, and especially tornadoes. If a tornado siren went off, I was freaking out. I was running into the house. Couldn't get me in the house or in the basement fast enough. As I grew older, I was kind of more fascinated by them. And what fascinated me is my wife, when we were first going out for my birthday, I think it was my birthday, she gave me a set of a book by a storm chaser called, his name was Warren Fadley. And it was called Storm Chaser. It was a book and a VHS tape of his explorations and his storm chasing. So that kind of brought it to another level for me. But now with YouTube and just the technology, there's a lot of people out there that can, you know, you can just go out there, chase storms, and you have a much better success rate of catching the tornadoes because of the technology. So one of the gentlemen that I watch storm chasers his name is Vince Waelti. Let me see. I wrote it down. Waelti. Vince Waelti. He's a Wisconsin guy, apparently. Madison, Janesville area, I'm assuming. But he goes around and he chases, and he's pretty down to earth, you know, tells it like it is, and he does a very good job chasing storms. So Vince Waelti is another channel that I watch, which brings me to another storm chasing channel, Brandon Kopic. He is also a storm chaser. He does the same thing Vince Waelti does. He basically has, you know, goes out there and follows the storms and seeks out the severe weather and tries to capture tornadoes. Vince Waelti is the first one. Brandon Kopic's the second one. Check those channels out if you're interested in, you know, tornadoes or storm chasing, that kind of thing. The last one that I have on my list, and there's more, I'll do this again, is J&B in the Hills. What they do is they go drive around mostly West Virginia and Tennessee and hit up restaurants and do food reviews. They'll go to like Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Memphis. They do a lot of barbecue episodes. I love me some barbecue, so I'm definitely looking out for those. The Day Tripper. Now the Day Tripper was or still is, I guess, originally a gentleman named Chet Gardner, and he would go to pretty much every town in the state of Texas and just drive around and spend the day there. Go to shops, try the food, look for interesting things to do there. And it originally was a PBS show down there, but he's been airing the episodes on YouTube every couple days now. So if you like watching that kind of, like, you know, it's a well-produced half-hour TV series. So The Day Tripper, that's the other one I thought of. And I just thought of one more. Boy, I can't stop. He actually was featured on The Day Tripper. It's a gentleman, I can't think of his name now, but it's called Meat Church Barbecue. And he has a store that's in one of the towns of Texas. The name escapes me of the town. But he does his own cooking channel. I guess he was on Pitmasters, and I don't know if he won the season, but I think he might have. Meat Church, if you like watching, you know, finding some really good recipes for barbecue, and I do, check out Meat Church. That is going to do it for this episode of Road Trips with Yogi. Just some channels that I've been watching lately, and give them a try. You might enjoy them. Thank you, everybody, all my subscribers. I appreciate you so very, very much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. They are all free to do. And if you want to help support this channel and my adventures with costs and equipment and all that stuff, you can go to www.patreon.com/roadtripswithyogi. And for as little as $5 a month, for as little as 2 cheeseburgers and a large soda at McDonald's a month, you can help support this channel. I say do it. Until the next episode, folks, I am Yogi. Thank you again. Check out some of these channels that I just talked about. I am out of here.